Hi there, I'm Tercy, and I want to take a moment and welcome you to the Unreasonably Grateful podcast. I was just talking to Emma, and she was saying, you haven't done your full introduction for a while. So I thought today maybe I'd switch back and go over that with you. So, once again, I want to welcome those of you who are new and also welcome those of you who have been with me for a while. I'm super grateful to be sharing this journey with you and I appreciate you being a part of my journey. So um, I'm excited that we get to share this time together. And I just want to remind you that I don't have your answers, you do, but we do learn from one another's stories. And so it's my hope that what I share from my story may inspire you or encourage you or simply guide you along on your own journey, on your own path. And perhaps in sharing my story, you'll see something for yourself in a new way that will give you some more freedom or some more wiggle room. So, this journey of mine is now 38. This year will be 39 years of recovery from 20 years of dealing with an eating disorder after sexual abuse as a teenager. So, I hope that you find some, encouragement and it gives you some support in moving along on your own path. Um, and again, just to remember that you actually have your answers. So turn inward, um, listen from your life, not from these are the details of my life, but see how it maps onto your own life. And thank you for being here. So, I also want to say that I do these sessions, individual sessions by donations on Tuesday morning. And I've yet to not fall in love with whoever has booked a session. So, I want to encourage you to do that if you feel inspired or interested. And I've learned from some of the sharing that sometimes you book one and then you look for how do you cancel. But hey, don't just trust whatever got you to book that session, stay in that time slot. And I really look forward to just holding space for you and loving you where you're at. And I'm oftentimes inspired by those sessions as I go on and create the next episode for this podcast. So, for all of you who have showed up and shared with me, thank you. I gain as much as I hope that you do from our time together. And I appreciate your courage. So this particular session was actually inspired by this episode was inspired by one of those sessions. And it comes from, when we're dealing with addictive behavior or addictive patterns, we oftentimes have to learn to say no to the addict, say no to the impetus to indulge in whatever it is that distracts us or whatever it is that we believe eases our pain or masks what it is that there is for us to deal with. And so, in this series, which is on love, this is another expression of love. Like, love isn't always gooey and easy, and it isn't always a yes. Sometimes it's a no. But what I want to encourage you to consider is that your no is a yes to something. So, sometimes in early recovery, you're saying no to some of those desires or habits or patterns that have surfaced over the years of dealing with whatever it is that you're dealing with. But when you say no to that, you begin to actually say yes to your health, to your well being, and to a life that's still yet to unfold in front of you. And it's the life that you want, the life that you're worthy of, the life that you're inspired by, and the one that oftentimes feels like it's just outside of your reach. And the old habits or patterns that have created the life that you may currently be living or newly stepping away from, those are what you're saying no to. And one of the ways to support you in doing that is to create new, new like celebrations or new rituals or new prayers or new meditations or new ways of doing things, new interests, pursuing new interests, learning something new, engaging in it, doing something that inspires you, doing something for someone else, which you've heard me talk about the power of doing something kind for someone else every day. It'll get you out of your head. And our head is oftentimes the most dangerous neighborhood to be in. And I don't know what it's like for you, but I can remember, even after all these years, I can remember how the addict or the addiction would begin to plan ahead and talk and think about how to get what I wanted and how to get rid of the people that are in my way of getting what I wanted and where to go and how to plan. It began to manipulate the reality in order to create a pathway towards fulfilling that addictive or compulsive behavior. So when that starts, when you start to see that planning, that controlling, that desire begin to build, there's create something new. Create something. I was sharing with somebody that I started having this like tea ceremony with just a beautiful teacup and an herbal tea. And I still have that practice in my life. So it's stuck with me. But just that moment to sit down, to be still, to breathe, to relax, and to appreciate the beauty of the cup and the tea brewing and the time that I'm with someone else, if I'm sharing tea with someone else, or if I'm by myself, that time alone and quieting my mind and thinking about what I'm grateful for and just living in that state of appreciation for just a moment or two. Because the more that you're present, there's no room for that manipulative, controlling, calculating voice that's often leading you to habitual patterns or behaviors that you've developed over time. So take that on this week. See what you can create as a new ceremony or ritual or whatever you want to call that precious time for you to just be present with you and to appreciate who you are and what you're up to and the yes that'll show up out of the no that you're currently saying. Okay? And I'll see you next week.